Hi everyone. There could be no better moment to come back to you on Cosan's ESG initiatives in the sustainability report. As discussed last year, sustainability has always been an intrinsic part of our core values and long-term decision-making process. We're further encouraged to share what we have been doing, following rising awareness about this theme while defining investment strategies going forward in a post-COVID-19 world. Sustainability is a broad concept. For us at Cosan, when we think about sustainability, we think about values and management. Values are the principles that have always guided our actions. Operational excellence, health and safety of our people, quality of products and services provided to each of our customers, caring about the impact caused by our businesses on people's lives and on the environment, and responsibility when it comes to the role of energy and logistics in the sustainable development of our country. Management means assuring we put our execution capabilities at the service of our values, balancing risk and return, investments and capital discipline, agility and consistency, efficiency and safety, ownership and governance, present and future. At the holding level, we call it sustainable capital allocation, incorporating those values as we make decisions and making sure they trickle down all the way through our companies. Enforcing our commitment to this future, we made public our 10 commitments to sustainable development in line with the United Nations Agenda and 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We'll pursue those targets through concrete and well-structured actions across all companies of our portfolio until 2030. Quite frankly, most of them are inherent to our culture, to the way we work at Cosan, or align with where we intend to be sooner rather than later. There's work to do, but we are on the right track, and that's reassuring. The real impact of our businesses, however, goes well beyond that. Our companies are leaders in their respective areas of activity, therefore driving transformation towards a future of clean energy and more efficient and reliable logistics in Brazil. Think about our ability to mobilize and multiply the impact of our commitments through Raízen's more than 7,000 fuel stations, Comgas's more than 2 million customers, Movi's presence in 13 countries, and Rumo's 14,000 kilometers of railway operations across the country, all managed by our talented and highly committed teams. Again, sustainability is about good values and people willing to make it happen. Raízen produces over 2.5 billion liters of sugarcane-based ethanol every year, whose carbon footprint is 30% lower than corn ethanol and 90% lower compared to gasoline. The company committed to reduce carbon footprint of its ethanol by another 10% until 2030, reducing carbon emissions by 500,000 tons in that time frame. Avoided emissions, however, as ethanol substitutes gasoline over 10 years, is 72 times bigger, and we multiply further this effect considering the amount of ethanol we distribute and make available to consumers through our distribution infrastructure and retailers network. And Raízen has proven technology to amplify the use of 30 million tons of biomass under management. The same rationale applies to Rumo, who also committed to reducing 15% its carbon footprint of the diesel-fueled locomotives by 2025. In 5 years, this means 750,000 tons of CO2 emissions reduction. The big impact, however, comes from building railway capacity and allowing customers to shift from trucks to trains. In 5 years, our forecasted capacity increase enables 4 times the carbon footprint committed reduction. Rumo expanded its geographical reach by winning the North-South Railway auction and its planning to Northern Railway expansion, being present in 80% of grains-producing states in Brazil, further bolstering the competitiveness of Brazilian agribusiness. Brazil is supposed to supply almost half of forecasted increase in global demand for grains going forward, and those 2 projects, once completed, will more than double Rumo's contribution to carbon emissions reductions from truck substitution. This is really big. Add to that Movi's premium lubricants contribution to efficiency of industrial processes and Compass's role in promoting integration of gas and power markets in Brazil and providing national grid with much needed stabilization and security of supply required to continue adding renewable sources to our power generation matrix. Last but certainly not least, this is essentially how we approached the COVID-19 challenge to our operations. We quickly adapted ourselves to a new reality, working diligently and in a coordinated manner, combining competences, something that we did not even know we had, to be able to take the best possible decisions to protect the integrity of our employees, so that they could continue doing their jobs safely and keeping our businesses considered essential up and running to serve the society. Making sure almost 40,000 employees felt cared for so that they could genuinely share those practices when interacting with customers, suppliers, service providers, all stakeholders, and causing a much broader impact. Sharing our best practices to multiply the reach of our actions and influencing authorities and NGOs in their respective decision-making processes. The new coronavirus pandemic changed the world for good. And for good here means not only forever, but for better. Companies willing to be around in the long run will have to be very clear about their plans and commitments to get there. There will be great opportunities for those companies in the future, and Cosan is definitely one of them. We have a unique portfolio, a strong culture grounded on strong and sustainable values, and a team that makes all the difference, with the ability to focus in the present while shaping a better future. Hope you enjoy the reading. Stay safe and best regards.